This is question 12 from the 2022 Higher Engineering past paper. And here we're shown a free body diagram, part of a structure, and it's loading. So we've got a 31 kilonewton load heading up the way at node A, and a 24 kilonewton node acting down on node B. The question asks us to calculate, using nodal analysis, the magnitude and the nature of the forces in members AB, AC, BC, BD and CD. We're asked to show all the working and final units on the opposite page and to complete this table. We're also told that AB is a strut and AC is a tie. And the other helpful thing about this question is they have given us the different nodes and let us know that we can start working on node A. So let's put the information we already know then onto node A. We know that AB is a strut and AC is a tie. As I look at this node then, if AB is a strut, the internal forces are going to be acting towards the node, and AC is a tie, so the internal forces are going to be acting away from the node. We're also given that the angle between A, B and BC is 50, so we know that this angle here is 50. We know that that's a right angle, so we could say that this is 40 to make it a little bit easier for ourselves. You can keep with the 50 if you want, it's going to be valid either way. And what we want to start doing then is we want to start resolving our forces vertically and horizontally to find the magnitude of the forces inside members AB and AC. So I would go for finding the sum of my vertical forces first, because I've got one known in that direction. So the sum of what's going down has to be equal to the sum of what's going up. And in this case, that means that the vertical component of AB has to be equal to 31 kilonewtons. And so using Pythagoras to find this vertical part of AB, I could say that the vertical part of AB is equal to AB sine 40 or AB cos 50. Those would give you the same. So popping that then back into this bit here, that means that I can say the vertical component of AB, I'm going to use AB sine 40 is equal to 31 kilonewtons, and that means that AB is equal to 31 divided by sine 40, which gives me 48.2. So I'll round that, say that AB is equal to 48 kilonewtons. Now at this point I like to go back and put that into the table just to make sure that I'm doing it. So AB then is 48 kilonewtons. And now I'm going to go back to the same node and resolve horizontally. So I'm still working on node A. Let me see here if I can make this a little bit smaller so I get some more space. I can move it over anyway. Now I'm going to switch colour to keep it a little bit easier. To resolve horizontally, I know that the sum of my horizontal forces has to be equal to 0. Therefore, my sum of whatever is acting to the right has to be equal to the sum of whatever is acting to the left. When I do this, I tend to try and make sure that my unknown is on the left-hand side of my equation, just because it helps me with rearranging. And so here then we can say that the horizontal, that all of AC is horizontal, so all of AC is equal to the horizontal component of AB. I don't know anything about AC, so AC is my unknown, and that is equal to AB cos 40, or you could write AB sine 50, if you like. We know AB now, so AC is equal to 48 cos 40, and that is going to tell me that AC is 36.77. So I need to round that up, so AC is 37 kilonewtons. So that's me having resolved vertically and horizontally to find the two unknowns that I didn't know. And again, I'm just going to scroll back and pop that into my table over here. Looking at node B then, what we can do is the same. We'll resolve vertically and horizontally. But first, let's just add some information to node B that we know. So we know that AB is a strut, so the internal forces are going to be acting that way. And we also know the magnitude of that already. We know that the magnitude is 48 kilonewtons. We know that BC is a tie, and so the forces there are going to be acting away. Nope, we don't know that at all. We know that AC is a tie. We know nothing about BC, and we don't know anything about BD either. I'm just going to check I've got the letters there in the right order. Yeah. And so here, instead of doing what I just did, it's totally fine to assume. If I assumed that BC was a tie, and I got a negative answer, that would be fine. But looking at the arrows, I think it's going to be that BC is a strut, and I think D might also be, but we'll see how the BD might be. We'll see how the numbers work out, because we've got our unknown BC and our unknown BD. Again, it doesn't matter which order you want to start analysing these and resolving. Put that little 50 in there, and we know that that's at 90 degrees between BD and BC. So I'm going to start doing it vertically, just because I tend to start with that. So our sum of vertical forces is going to be equal to 0, and that means that our sum of whatever's coming up has to be equal to the sum of whatever's going down. Going up, we've got our vertical component of AB, and we've also got all of BC. And coming down the way, we've got the 24 kilonewton force that's acting on B. Vertical component of AB, I'm trying to find this bit here, is AB cos 50, or you could do AB sine 40. Both of them are valid, just depends which way around you want to write it. Plus BC, which we don't know, and that's all equal to 24. And so rearranging that, because we know AB, we can say that BC is equal to 24 minus 48 cos 50. All I've done there is taken our answer for AB and popped that in. BC, then I get minus 6.85. And that's not an issue, but what that does show me is that I chose the wrong nature for BC. So I assumed that BC was a strut, and now I can see that BC is actually a tie. So I'll just pop that here. BC is 6.9 kilonewton tie. And straight away I'm going to go back and pop that into this table. Now you won't have to do this flicking, because it'll be on one page, on a double page spread for you. So there we go. Right, now having a look at BD. We were looking at node B again, and we're going to resolve horizontally this time. Again, I'll change pen colour just to keep it clear and different. So our sum of horizontal forces is equal to 0. My sum of forces going to the left are equal to the sum of forces going to the right. And again, what I've done there is I've just made it that way so that I can put BD onto the left-hand side of my equation. So BD is equal to the horizontal component of AB, and the horizontal component of AB is 48 sine 50. So that means that BD is equal to 36.77, so 37 kilonewtons. And I've assumed the nature of that correctly. I've assumed that it's a strut, and so the answer has come out positively. Pop that into here. Say that BD is 37 kilonewton strut. And lastly, I want to find CD. And here, when we look at node C, we've got a lot of information now that we can add to this to help us. So we know that BC is a tie, and we know that AC is a tie as well. I've said that. It's not. So there's a lot of information we can put on here. We know that AC is a tie, and we know that BC is a tie as well. We don't know about CD, and we don't know about CE either. But I'm going to make some assumptions again. I'm going to assume that CD is a strut, and I'm going to assume that CE is a tie. And importantly here, I'm going to resolve vertically, because then I've got the fewest components to deal with. There's no horizontal component, there's no vertical component of AC, and there's no vertical component of CE. So all I have to look at are the sum of my up forces and the sum of my down forces. So sum of forces going down is equal to the sum of my forces going up. Coming down, I need to check my angles. 29 degrees. We've got the vertical component of CD, and we've got all of BC. And the vertical component of DC is this one. So that is going to be CD sine 29 is equal to all of BC, which we worked out at 6.9. So CD is equal to 6.9 divided by sine 29. And that gives us 14.23, so we can say that CD is 14 kilonewtons, and we've assumed correctly that that's a strut. Head back and fill in that last little bit of information. 14 kilonewtons and a strut. So that is how you'd find the answers for question 12. If you struggle to follow some of the resolving in terms of using your sines and your causes, I'll make another video to try and help, but that's the bit for these that you need to be really clear on, so you can just go straight ahead and solve.